What's going on, guys? Just getting everything set up here. Change documents. I'm always so slow with this. 204. Okay, and then today is 5/5, right? 5/6. All right, guys. Hopefully, you guys had a great trading day out there. Red day recap. Be honest, down to $200,000 today. Percentage-wise on the account, that is probably 10%. Today's trading day up, or sorry, down 200K. All right, so post is quick. Hopefully you guys had a great trading day out there. Hopefully you guys been trading well. Definitely a slower day. Or not a slower day, but just one of those days where I wish that I would have traded a lot better, had a lot of opportunities to take advantage of, and didn't quite do that. So, crypto, where you at? All right, guys, let's see if I can get this all set up before everybody gets on in here. Again, hopefully you guys had a great trading day. Like I said, it was a frustrating day. Could have been a lot better of a day. Started off so hot, and then I got overly aggressive on it and paid the price. So we had LEDS, we had IBIO, we had Finviz here. Mido, LEXX, and Mido. And let's do one more. PCT. Alrighty, guys. That's posted. Now I'm going to go live on TikTok. Alright, guys. So, obviously today was a frustrating day. I traded a lot of size today. I'm going to kind of give it, a second. What's going on, Varrox? What's going on, Skiing? What's going on, Scott? What's going on, Kevin? What's going on there? What's going on, Sung? What's going on, Ice? Alan, Tom, Almer, Steve, Money, Monster. What's going on, guys? Good to have you guys in. So, yeah, today was definitely a frustrating day. Out of the gates, when can I ever say out of the gates, I'm up 190,000? Or wait, no. Yeah. Well, the first hour of the day, I'm about $190,000, right? And so, it's very rare that I can say that. But I was. And so I got aggressive on stocks like LEXX, stocks like LEDS, and I ended up paying the price. The highs of today, guys, believe it or not, today, the highs of today, I was up about, almost $425,000. That was at the highs today. And, I was feeling good. I was feeling great. I thought LEXX was going to get to 9s and 10s, and we were going to have a party, right? Well, that wasn't the case. I wish that I could say we were sitting here partying up well over $500,000 today, and it just didn't pan out that way. That's trading, guys. I always say it, but that is trading. I came in today expecting a huge green day. I really did. I had a plan, a process, and a strategy that I felt like would give me that kind of opportunity in today's market when I was seeing what was going on yesterday. And, I was prepared for that. And then, LEXX. So, to start off the day, I traded BTX, right? I traded this little sell off and then rip, SSR, short squeeze, and I nailed it pretty perfectly. Took about 100 plus thousand on BTX out of the gates, and I was happy with that. And then, I started scalping LEDS in the morning time. I was longing in here and watching it rip up, right? And LEDS, 28,000 shares, 1152 in, 1298 out. So, basically right in here, and then, sold it right around 13. So $40,000 there. LEDS in 8,000 shares, 1269 short. So I think, I took the short. I literally top ticked the short. So I top ticked it up here with the short. It was behind a Holt, and I started shorting into the Holt. And then I covered it pretty much right instantly when it fell. And then LEXX, guys. So LEXX, basically, I kept saying throughout the day that I thought LEXX or LEDS was going to run into the close. And I really did think that. I really did think that we were going to get these big rips and big run in the close between LEDS or LEXX. And I didn't know which one, but I wanted to be there just in case, this happened. Because, if you go back and look, we've seen MRND, AMS, right? We've seen RHE. We've seen, I could go back to the yearly, I guess, but... we've seen BTX, MRND, like I said, AMS, SSY. And then LEDS, I felt like we were going to get continuation from LEDS or LEXX. So I really did size up on LEXX, expecting, at least a 950 push. I thought, this recovery right here had my interest. And I started actually scaling in because I was like, okay, this could be an MRD type of move. And I ended up holding through this dip down here. I was adding. A nice rip up to here. And up here on the highs, guys, on the day I was about $450,000 roughly. And one thing that I need to ingrain in myself, I need to take pieces off. I need to be taking pieces off into pushes up. And I did all right with that today. It could have been a lot worse of day if I didn't do that at all. But I'm working around, trading around a core and taking pieces off into the pushes and then buying some of the washes. Because, if you're in here and sell here, you're going to make way less money if you're in here, sell here, 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 right? I'm just throwing a random number out there. Instead of making, let's say, 60%, 70%, you might be able to make, your first trade is 50%. Your second trade is 50%. Your third trade is 20%. Your fourth trade is 10%, right? So add that all up and you have yourself 120% worth of trades all in one trade, right? So that's why it's important to trade around a core, because when you get strong pushes like this, take it off, then wait for the dips and sell the rips, and wait for the dips, sell the rips. That's an extremely important learning lesson, guys, is for you guys to learn how to trade around core. And that's something that I'm working on. I'm not there yet. Especially when I trade with size, I do very, very, very poorly with trading around core. If I have a smaller position, sure, I might do all right. I might trade better with a core position, right? Taking things off into the pushes and buying the washes, right? But, at the end of the day, when I have a bigger position, it's harder for me to get in that mindset of, pushing into selling some washes and buying some of the dips. And that's because generally if I'm sized up that much, I have a high confidence conviction play that we're going to get new highs and we're going to continue to run, right? So yeah, I know there's going to be a couple of questions. So what do I mean by trading around a core? Let's say I buy 10,000 shares, right? And then I sell 5,000 here. And I buy another 5,000 here. And then I sell 5,000 here. Then I sell another 3,000 there, so I only have 2,000 left. But then I put 8,000 shares back on and back to full size 10,000 shares. Then I sell my 8,000 shares. So you're basically trading around core, meaning you're not completely getting out of your entire position at any one time, but you're just taking the moves at what the stock gives you and then scaling out and buying the washes. Or just taking, pieces of the move while it's going up and maybe not rebuying. But that's not generally called core, trading around core then. So... unfortunately, I got stuck in some of this, and I ended up selling it at a 647 average. So, as ugly as that sounds, I think I took some off in here, or no, I think I just got stopped out a lot of it in here. And then I got stopped out a little bit more Did I? Oh, that's the door. And then I got stopped out a little bit more on here, but generally I got stopped out right on here. And you know, that's the price you pay when you're trading with size. You know, you're going to get slippage. You know, you're going to have trades that don't work out as well as you would like. And that's what happens when you don't trade around core, which is something that I'm working on. It's something that, you know, I talk about, and it's very smart to trade around core, in my opinion. So that one trade alone took me out from green to red. I lost $541,000 on that one trade. You heard it right. Over $500,000 on that one trade. And that makes a theme. On EBET, I lost like $950,000 or maybe $1 million on one trade. And what did I do? I oversized, right? I need to be positioning myself for more base hits, guys. If I was just taking base hits all day, I could have walked away with $250,000, no problem, no stress, no nothing. But I sized up too much, and I made myself a stressful day, and ended up being red on the day. And that goes into yesterday, too. You know, I sized up too much, and size is a very big deal because emotionally and psychologically it's going to change the way you think. Your plan, your process, and your strategy is going to change as well because you're so sized up, you might stop out quicker, you might take profits quicker. When you have less size, generally you're able to allow yourself to kind of feel free. You can kind of let the chart pan out and let everything happen around you and not feel too stressed and trade more realistically, right? Instead of pushing for the moon. And when I trade with too much size, I start to kind of make bad decisions because I can make all these good trades I want. Then the one time that I take this bad trade, right, it ruins everything. It ruins the entire day in one bad trade. It only takes one good trade or one bad trade to ruin your day, your month, your week. Right? That's the reality. And then LEDS, I did a little bit better of a job trading around core. Okay? So this last trade I took made up for about $150,000 worth. 1086 in. So basically I was just trading around core. So I saw this. Okay, sorry. Where was it at? Right. Oh yeah. So I, basically was getting out of LEXX, and then I saw this start to recover, and I ended up buying with about a 10:01 average on. I kind of chased it a little bit, but I was like, you know what? This thing is trapped so much shorts. SSR, I can see the shorts on the ask. I'm going to take a chance on this one. And I just got out of LEXX, and I felt like either one or the other was going to run, and LEXX simply failed. And it looked like it wasn't coming back, so I thought LEDS has that chance, and that's the one that's going to run. And plus, it had the most volume on the day and the most volatility on the day. So I started chasing my initial position in here, and then I tried to take some of that wash there, and we ripped all the way up. So I took a little piece off here, then I added the dip, and then we came up here, and I took a little bit more of the pieces off, but I should have, when I saw this, and I knew it in my head, I saw this right around 13. And it was a whole dollar resistance. If it kept going, so be it. But look at how fast we moved in a matter of 15, 20 minutes. We have our first core push, our second core push, and our third core push. It's no different than when I'm buying on the dips. I look for our first core sell-off, our second core sell-off, and our third core sell-off. And then look, it rips up, right? So it's no different than when I'm trying to buy the dips, but this time I'm trying to sell it. So first core move, second core move, third core move, whether it's going down or up, generally I either add or I start to take off some of my position. At 13, I should have been taking off, and I knew in my head most, like 2/3 of my position, if not almost all of it. If it keeps going, so be it. But look how fast we came. My rule of thumb is if I get paid out quickly like this, and from 10:51 to 11:11, so in 20 minutes, I got paid out $3 or $4 a share, right? So I should have been taking most of that off because I got paid out so quickly. I only took a little piece off because I got a little greedy on it, and I saw that I wanted to take a lot off at 13. And then we kind of came down a little bit, and then this thing just sold off, and I bought the dip, and I sold off, and I'm buying more of the dip, right? And then, I should be taking pieces off in here. Nope, don't do it, right? So moral of the story is don't oversize, and trading around core is one of the more important learning lessons that I came away with today. Today was too much size as well as not properly trading around core no matter how much size I have. So, that is what it is. So I scaled out some here. I stopped out right in here. And then I ended up taking some off just in case in here. But I took some off here and here. Added a little bit here. I think I took some off here or here. And then stopped out basically the rest right here. Right in this area. And then it just failed after hours. So, it traded over $1.7 billion is what I'm hearing on the day. That could be wrong, but that's what I'm hearing. So, plenty of liquidity, plenty of volatility. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would really, really appreciate that, guys. Today was, a red day. And, the losses are piling up for sure. But I just had a $600,000 account. I brought it back up to a $1.8 million account. So, basically I'm just getting too overly aggressive because I had so many base hits, and then I try and compound the base hits into positivity. On the upside, it's just the way I am. It's always kind of been the way I am. I start taking base hits day after day, and then I get a little bit more aggressive, and then all of a sudden, maybe I'm making $500,000, $750,000 to $250,000 in one day consistently. And that's the goal. But today, it is what it is. I traded the best that I could with my abilities. I ended up failing. And as traders, we come up failing percentage-wise more often than not. But it's our job to find the edge in the markets. Go back. Let me tell you guys. Go back and study all of LEDS. Go back and study all of LEXX. Go back and study RHE. Go back and study BTX, right? All these things you can go back and study just today to learn how the price action moved and how they kind of reacted in terms of sectors, and all these things you can go back and study. So there's never a short amount of studying that you could do. There's always a chart. There's always price action. There's always volatility. There's always volume to study. Okay? So as always, subscribe. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Click the icon earlier for making new videos. I'm not a financial advisor. Trade at your own risk. Have a plan, a process, and a strategy. Free chat, link description below. My course teaches my process, link description below. Brokers that I use, link description below. Brokerage, 2 free stocks, $5 to $1,400, link description below. Scanner that I use, scanner sale as well, and the links in the description below. Check those out on YouTube. Those of you guys on Instagram or TikTok, check the link in my bio for the free chat room. 100% free, no questions asked. And I will see you guys next week, okay? Please like and subscribe to the channel. Click the icon to make new videos. Cheers, team, and go.